This month, we've been discussing different aspects of Black history and the importance of carrying these messages forward into our everyday lives. Today, we want to focus on Black excellence in art and culture here in Colorado. Joining us today is local activist Daryl Walker. We are so glad that you're here.
Yes, it's an honor to be here, and especially at this time of the month, Black History, yes.
Totally. So where do you even begin, right? When you think about 5 points, all of the art and culture that the Black community has created in this great state, where do you begin speaking about that story?
Right, and so historically, I start with the spirituals, and those spirituals that sung us as people, enslaved African Americans, Africans, out of slavery. That music has shaped the music today that we speak of. So we have to give a shout out to the spirituals, even to the Spirituals Project here in Denver. Check them out and you can get the origin, the context. Now we move fast forward to 5 points. And we're talking about intersections of Welton, 26th Avenue, 27th, Washington, and that space and that place, the Harlem of the West, in the 20s through the 50s, where the legends, Duke Ellington, Billie Holiday, they were here, but also all of those people, meaning people here, were creating music. And so that is where we're talking about, the Harlem of the West, yes.
You talk about those figures, but there were local figures, right, who helped shape that.
Oh, yes, and so we would be remiss if we did not say the godfather of jazz, which is George Morrison Sr., okay? And we called him Big Daddy. Then there is also our own Charles Burrell, Uncle Charlie, and he crossed the racial barriers to say that we belong in music, we as Black people. He did that. And then there's our own Pernell Steen, who jazz royalty. Yeah. And what did Pernell use the music as? Resistance, as activism, to say that all people mattered. And one thing that Pernell, all that he did was want to make sure that everyone's story matters. And he always ended every set with "this little light of mine." And what is that saying? Everyone has a light. Don't let anyone dim your light. And so those are some people. And we cannot forget Cleo Parker Robinson, and we can share a little bit more about how she used her, meaning biracial parents, how she has resisted, meaning creating a movement of resistance, 55 years, and in a place, in a space called Shorter AME that was built out of racism, yes. Mm-hmm.
And we have no time left, but I do just want you to speak very, very briefly on how do we keep these stories alive? Because we talk about them every Black History Month, every February, but what can we do, just the everyday person, to keep the art and the culture and Black influence alive in our everyday lives?
Remember that we are a circle within a circle with no beginning and never ending, and that the stories, all of our stories need to be told. That's how we keep them alive.
Beautifully said.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daryl.